Hi, Shiners. Welcome. It's going to be bright. To our Monday night chat. I feel like I need some light, maybe, while I get this set up and people hop on. It's so bright, though. It's okay. All right, I'm going to let people hop on just for a minute while I tweak everything and make sure my notes are ready and I have the incentive thing pulled up. If you are watching the replay, you can put replay down in the comments, or better yet, if you're watching the replay, drop the level of the incentive that you want to earn. So if you want to earn level 1, put a 1. If you want to earn level 2, put a 2. If you want to earn level 3, put a 3. So that's what we're going to do. Hello, hello. I have my notes here somewhere. Say hi as you guys are popping on. Oh, there they are. We are going to talk about how to earn this new incentive and why you want to earn it too. What is that? Oh. Hi, friends. Hope you guys had a great Monday. All right. I'm going to try to be able to see. Okay, perfect. So let's get started. All right, first of all, if you have not looked at the qualifications and, oh my gosh, I'm trying to get all my Scentsy buddies moved out of the way so I can sit down. Okay. If you haven't looked at the qualifications and the prizes, make sure you go back and look at that. I'm not going to really go into detail about any of that kind of stuff. Hey, Shelly, because you guys can read the workstation, right? You can read the news tab or read the post that I posted this morning on what each level is and the qualifications you need and all that kind of stuff. So this is more of like tips, tricks, and everything that I know to tell you on how to earn an incentive, because I've earned 4 incentives. So ever since I decided, you know what, I'm gonna earn incentives. I've earned every incentive once I decided that that's what I was going to do. So, let me not blind myself. Okay, so here's what I love about spring summer incentive. Okay, number 1, in all honesty, it's very easy to earn any level of the incentive. Okay. The requirements to earn the levels for the spring summer incentive are very, very low compared to the fall winter incentives where they do the big trips, right? But what I also love about the spring summer incentive is that earning one of those levels gets you points towards the fall winter incentive. Okay, so I obviously always shoot for level 3 on the spring summer incentive because you get 3,000 incentive points towards the fall winter, and they always break that up between PRV and sponsoring points. So 1,500 sponsoring points, because those are always the hardest to get, right? For most people is the sponsoring points. 1,500 sponsoring points is huge. So if you are like, yeah, I would like Scentsy to take me on some free trips, then my advice is that you shoot for level 3 of this incentive so you can get 3,000 points towards the trip incentive. Okay, so I hope that made sense. With any incentive, but especially the spring summer incentive, it's really designed to grow your business, right? It's designed to just kind of like catapult your business, basically, because it's like short, you know, small, what do I want to say? Like small requirements that will catapult you. And then you're like already on that, that momentum to go right into earning the fall and winter. So if this, I think almost all of you, this might be your first incentive that you're actually going to like work towards, right? And this is perfect because it's kind of like, you know, the baby step before like really seriously trying to earn the fall winter incentive. So, I need to move this out of the way. So first of all, tip number 1, don't stress about it. Okay. Focus on the end goal, but don't focus on the end goal. That didn't make a lot of sense, right? So when I think about all of the other incentives that I've earned, I looked at the requirements, I broke down what I needed, right? So for the PRV, for example, level 3 is 3,500 PRV. That's 875 PRV a month because we have 4 months to earn it. For me, I mean, I'm doing over 2,000 in 1 month. So I know for me, PRV is not going to be an issue. If you are just getting 200 or just getting 500 right now every month, I shouldn't say just getting 200 or 500 because that sounds like that's a bad number. It's a fantastic number. But if your normal PRV is under 875, then that's just something that you know you need to kind of like focus on, like something that you need to really put a plan in place. Okay, does that make sense? And then with the sponsoring for level 3, it's 3 new consultants brought on between today and June 30th that reach certified. So that's the important part, right? You have to help them get certified. So, so when I look back at earning the incentives, I always knew what the end goal was. I kind of had, like, I broke it down what I needed to do every month, but I wasn't like, oh my gosh, I got to get a sale, and oh my gosh, I got to get a new Teamie, and oh my gosh, I got to get them certified. And, you know, like I just didn't stress about it. I just did what I needed to do every day, and then I earned it. And it was like, oh, well, basically, you just work your business every day. Like there's really not a magic sauce, you know, or a secret to, you know, how to earn the incentives. It's just working your business consistently every day. And when you work your business consistently every day, you're gonna earn trips, you're gonna earn incentives. That's just how it works. And if you're in the Ascent Academy, like that's what we're teaching you in there, right? Don't stress about it. Have your plan in place, know what you need to do, write it out, jot down some ideas of how you're going to get PRV and, you know, how you're going to sponsor, you know, how you're going to find new Teamies, how you're going to train them, all that kind of stuff. Kind of jot down some ideas, but then just consistently work your business every day. Okay. So that's my tip number 1. Don't stress about it. Tip number 2, sponsor early. So sponsoring is always the hardest for everyone. Okay. Everyone. There was so many people in our leadership groups that they didn't have all of the sponsoring points that they needed for the levels that they wanted, for like the Disney trip. Right. So if you feel like, oh, you know, sponsoring is so hard for me, everyone feels the same exact way. So that's probably my biggest tip and best advice is to sponsor early. So I work my business every day as far as PRV and follow up and all the other things I'm going to tell you. But especially the first month, this whole month here is, okay, who can I bless with this opportunity? Who are my best customers, right? Like, who can I give a free kit away to? Who can I give a discounted kit away to, right? My whole mindset during the first month, like I'm not even really thinking about PRV. I'm not thinking about getting a sale or anything like that. I'm thinking about sponsoring. I'm thinking about who to bring in, because we have 4 months to help them get certified. And you'll have some new people that you'll bring on and they will get certified, but you'll have new teamies that you bring on and they won't get certified in the 4 months. So I think the mistake that a lot of people make is that they don't really focus heavy early on to bring people in, and then time runs out and they've brought people in and there's not enough time to get them certified, right? Like my goal is always to get my new teamies certified in 30 days of them signing up, right? Because then that way they've got that momentum, they're getting a good paycheck, they're starting a good customer base, all that kind of stuff. So that's always my main goal, is certified in 30 days. But if I just wait until June 1st to start sponsoring, I think it's only like, well, I don't know. I don't want to make up a number, but a lot of people, and I mean, like, I think 85% of the people in this group are here just to get cash back on their own purchases, you know? So, and that's amazing. And we want everybody to get discounts on their own purchases. That's why I give kits away, so people can come in and hang out with us and share their love of Scentsy and get discounts on their own purchases, right? But that's why you have to sponsor more than the 3 people that you need, because you can't count on those 3 people getting certified. So I hope that makes sense. So what I'm doing is basically the same thing that I always do, whether there's an incentive or not. I'm looking to see who's giving me all their money and seeing if they want to take a discounted join kit to get cash back on their own purchases. And I say that too because once upon a time I was in a mindset where I was like, well, if they're just going to get discounts on their own purchases, like, that doesn't help me out. So why do I want to focus on that? Like, I'm looking for people that want to get certified, right? You have to stop being selfish and thinking about yourself and just focus on helping other people, because, you know, Sally might come in only wanting discounts on her own purchases, but then she gets her kid in and everything's super fun and she's smelling all the smells, and her mom comes over and her best friend comes over, and, you know, before you know it, she's like, oh, well, this is fun, and she's getting orders and she's certified. So never count anyone out, because you never know what's going to happen. Just like my story, I did zilch zero for 2.5 years, bare minimum, just to stay on the books as a consultant. And then things changed, right? So, arrows out. How can you help people? Not about how it helps you. Okay. Third tip, which I kind of mentioned, is small tasks every day. So I made, and I think I shared it in here, like a daily task list, and it was on stuff that I would kind of let pile up, and then it was really overwhelming for me. And then I didn't want to do it because it was overwhelming. So for example, what's on my list? Like thank yous, okay? So I would get an order come in and I want to text them, thank you for your order. But then I'm like, oh, well, I'll do it tomorrow, right? Something comes up. And then tomorrow gets here and I'm like, oh yeah, I really need to do that. And then something else comes up, right? And then before I know it, it's like a week later, they've already got their stuff and I haven't even acknowledged that they sent me an order. So I did a little daily task list and I typed out everything that I wanted to do every single day regardless, and that was send thank you text for the orders the day before, and then I have on there like follow up with 2 customers, message 2 customers on Facebook, message 2 team members, like little stuff that I knew that I could sit down and do every day to where it wouldn't be so overwhelming, you know, a week later, right? I even have on my daily task list, clean the litter box, because that's something I'm so terrible at and I need to do it every day. And like, time just flies so fast, like so fast, to where I'm like, holy crap, I haven't cleaned the litter box in a whole freaking week. So I have clean the litter box on there, and then I can, my light went away. That way I can check it off every day and I'm like, check, I did that, check, I did that. And I can stay consistent with it. So definitely recommend, if it's, especially if it's something that you're struggling with, making like a little checklist to physically check off every day. Something that's not going to be too overwhelming to where you're like, if I only have 10 minutes today, I can get this stuff done, right? Focus days is another thing that I kind of go back and forth with, where like, say Tuesdays, you use that day as party day, right? So you're working on party outlines, you're booking new parties, you're messaging people and asking them to host, you know, it's all like party focused. And then like maybe Wednesday is customer follow-up day. So you're just kind of focused on mainly customer follow-up and, making sure they got their order and see if they need a refill on wax. And then Thursday is maybe, you know, team day where you're reaching out to your team, you're trying to find new people to give a kit to, or that want to sign up, like that sort of thing. So I kind of go back and forth with like focus days. Sometimes I feel like it works for me and sometimes it doesn't, but focus days seem to work a lot for a lot of people. So if that is something that can help you, then have a focus day during the week. But small tasks. Tip number 4 is party flipping. So I think last year I sponsored like 28 of you guys, I feel like. And a lot of that was from party flipping. And so I'm a huge fan of party flipping because, one, like you've just catapulted them into their business already when they want to flip, right? So you know, do their party, you flip the PRV over to them, they're close to certifying, and it's kind of like, I don't know, it's like all of a sudden like you're way farther ahead than you thought you were. You thought you were just having a party, but then you flipped it and now you have a new teamie that's almost certified in a week's time period. You know what I mean? So huge component, or I don't want to say component. I don't know what word I'm looking for. Huge fan of party flipping. That definitely 100% helped my business last year and to earn the incentive. Tip number 5 is train them. So when you flip your party or you get a new recruit that comes in, train them, train your people, train your new teamies. Let me say it louder for you guys in the back. Train your new teamies, right? Because yes, someone can sign up today and all the information they're ever going to need is right at their fingertips with the workstation and YouTube and the random Scentsy groups that are on Facebook. Not even talking about this team page, right? And yes, they could dive in and learn all the things and read the consultant guide and be successful, 100%. The chances that someone's going to jump in and do all of that and cheer themselves on and just be so super motivated to move forward is very, very, very slim. So you need to train them and make sure that they're, you know, getting their questions answered, and you're cheering them on, and you're, you know, checking in with them, and you're helping them hit whatever goal it is. If their goal isn't to get certified, then that's fine. Make sure they know how to get the discounts, make sure that they know that they can get paid on their own Scentsy club, like all that kind of stuff. And of course, my new onboarding texting sequence thing that I made goes out to all Teamies, so not just my frontline. So for example, Amber sponsored a new Teamie today, and I just sent her new Teamie the text message to start the training. Does that mean that Amber doesn't need to reach out to her and make sure her questions are answered and cheer her on and help her with her launch party and all that kind of stuff? It does not mean that at all. It's just kind of an extra helping hand, right? So absolutely 100% train them, because you help them, it in turn helps you. Arrows out. Shelly has a question. Can you flip a party that I'm closing today, but I have 0 PRV? It was earned in February. So you can, so you're technically not flipping it. They can still sign up. The hostess can still sign up with the kit. You're technically not flipping anything though, because there isn't anything to flip, if that makes sense. Unless, like, you know, say the hostess, like for example, I'll use Rachel that came on board last week. So she had a party and I flipped her party, but the PRV was from like a month ago, but she had a couple of, she had ordered a couple of things, like $35 worth of things. So like I flipped that $35 to her. So she got paid on that $35 that she was adding on to the order when we closed her party out. So we still call it party flipping, even though you're technically not flipping anything. Okay. All right, so PRV. I don't know what tip we're on. I want to make sure I leave that up in case I need it. Okay, so PRV. Make a plan on how you're going to get your PRV. If you do parties and you like doing parties and parties do well, book parties. Book parties early, right? Because some parties are going to go great and some parties aren't going to go great. And some parties are going to go great and you're going to flip them and you're going to flip that PRV over to your hostess, and then you're not going to have that PRV, right? Which is great because you can always get more PRV, right? So make a plan and then kind of have a backup plan. So even though I don't really want to do any parties because I did so many parties last year, I do plan on doing like 4 parties a month. And then I'm gonna, you know, I'll focus on Scentsy Club and maybe some mystery bags. So if like mystery bags go well with your customers, maybe come up with some fun things for a mystery bag. I know we normally post different ideas here in the group, but like come up with your own ideas. Like you can, you know, make up a Easter mystery bag thing and put, you know, random, you know how each bag is like called something fun. come up with different fun Easter sayings for it, right? Or, you know, a March Madness if you're into that's a basketball thing, right? I don't know. I'm not, definitely not basketball. But like if you know your customers are big basketball fans, maybe do like a March Madness mystery bag, and it's all kind of like got fun, you know, basketball things for the names of the bags. I don't know. Bundles. 6-pack bundles do really well for me when I actually take time to do them. So people love like a ready-made bundle with a fun name. And so I'm trying to think of some names that I've done before with 6-pack bundles, but like, for example, I think I had a 6-pack and it was all like bakery scents, like, you know, sugar cookie and blueberry cheesecake. And I think I called it Pour Some Sugar on Me, right? And just cute, fun names like that, and people love that. Rainbow bundles are really big right now, and I'm thinking about doing that in March. I just got to figure out what box how I'm going to put it in a box to ship it, since I ship everything. So you guys have probably seen the rainbow bundles on other Scentsy pages, but it's like a wax bar of every color of the rainbow, and then like you could put like some cotton balls in there, and some people include like a bag of Skittles, and it's really cute. So so those are some good PRV getters. There's a unit, I think it's called Guides now, a section in the guides section, unit section, called PRV Getter, which I'm adding to as we have more things like that posted in the group for you to go back and like look when you need some PRV, or like, what are some ideas where I can rack up some PRV really quick, and you can kind of look through those. Also PRV follow-up. So we say this all the time. Follow-up is like one of the biggest PRV getters that you can do, is just following up with your people and seeing if they need anything. And it's never too late to start. If you like really suck at follow up and you haven't followed up with anyone in months, go ahead and just start like chunking away at it day by day. Like make that, like I have follow up with 2 customers because I've gotten really bad at follow up in regards to like the 2-month follow up where it's been a couple of months. I've gotten really bad with that like the last 6 months. So that's why I have that on my daily to do, follow up with 2 customers. That way I can just go back to 2 older customers that I haven't really followed up with lately and follow up with them and mark them off. I did that today. I followed up with some people that I haven't talked to since November, which is terrible. So never too late to start your follow-up. Oh, it's 8:59. Okay, I'm almost done. So, next tip, consistent sharing. So, we talk about this all the time, but I'm telling you, and I'll use Liz as an example where, if you guys didn't see her comment, I had shouted out Shelly about putting cute Scentsy things in her story. Liz had commented that she, you know, was inspired and motivated, started posting more in her stories, and she had gotten a couple of orders within a couple of days because she was posting in her stories. So consistent sharing, and not just Scentsy, right? We talk about that. Don't, like, Scentsy is not your life. Like, Scentsy is just a part of your life. So just share how Scentsy fits into your life, not how Scentsy has become your life. That's what I try to think about when I'm posting. So just consistent sharing on social media. That at least definitely helps me. Social media work, that's my last tip. In the units or the guide section as well, there is the social 15-day social media challenge that we did like back in July, you can redo that if you get out of practice anytime. So go and look at it. It gives you ideas of what to post every day, and some tasks to do. And that's something that I've really gotten away from as well, is like really engaging on social media. So it's on my to-do list, engage on social media. So like I sat down, super busy today, but I sat down for 10 minutes and just was like commenting on people's posts and just trying to interact. I've also been like starting to message people again. I have started in my VIP group because I have, I think, 145 maybe people in my VIP group now. But, you know, it's like 10%. No, a little more than that, 20%, probably 20% like actually comment and interact in there. So I've started every day picking like 2 or 3 customers in my VIP group and just messaging them and just saying, hey, Sally, I just wanted to pop in and say thanks so much for being a member of the Smelly Friends group. I really appreciate you. Just to like kind of get back in their face, you know, and just when you interact with them in Messenger, it makes your posts in your group pop up in their feed more. So maybe they haven't been seeing anything and they've kind of forgotten about it. So that's a new tip that you can do, is just start with your VIP people. But I noticed today when I was trying to find people to engage with, my timeline is crap. I mean, it's not crap. That sounds terrible for what I'm about to say. But my timeline is filled with either a bunch of groups that I'm in, which of course is all like Scentsy and business building groups. And you guys are on my timeline. And that's literally it. Like I barely have any customers at all on my timeline when I'm just scrolling through my feed. I should say news feed, not timeline. But I was like, well, man, that means that I'm not interacting with any customers on Facebook, which is a problem considering that that's how I've built my entire business and how I continue to want to build my business, right? Is by Facebook. So that's something that I actually have to work on. So those are my tips. Last thing I'm going to leave you with, I'm just a couple of minutes over. So we watch This Is Us, and we watched the one from, I think it was from last week. I can't remember. So if you watch it and you're behind, hopefully I'm not spoiling anything for you. But so Jack says something, and I was like, oh man, that really relates to how I feel about, you know, like the incentive and just working my Scentsy business. So basically, Kevin's dreaming about his dad and asks his dad, and he says, you guys had 3 babies. Like, how did you do it? Like, it basically like, 3 babies are so freaking hard. Like, how did you do it? It was just the 2 of you. How did you bring home 3 babies from the hospital and take care of them and do all the things? And he said, it's because it's all I ever wanted. And so it wasn't so hard when it's what I wanted. I mean, it was just what you did. And I wanted that more than anything else. I wanted that family. I'm paraphrasing completely. But basically he's like, I wanted that family and I wanted the kids, that it didn't matter. Like it wasn't so hard to do all the things because that's what I've always wanted. So I feel the same way with incentives and goals and all that kind of stuff. It really just boils down to how bad do you want it? Because if you could really care less if you hit any levels, then you're not going to hit any levels. Like it doesn't matter because you don't care enough about it, right? But if you're like, I really want to go on whatever incentive trip is going to happen this coming fall and winter, then, you know, you really want those 3,000 incentive points. So you're going to really work towards level 3, right? Or if you're like, I really want those Scentsy Converses, yes, please, then you're going to work towards level 3, right? So, it just depends on how bad you want it, how bad you want the items, how bad you want the rewards, how bad you want to prove to yourself that you can do it. And you absolutely 100% can do it. So if you need some more brainstorming ideas, or you want to chat about your plan or help come up with a plan or anything like that, you can comment below or message me and we'll set up a time to just kind of run through a game plan and get some ideas together and all that kind of stuff. But other than that, thanks for hanging out with me this Monday night, and I will see you guys very soon. Mwah. Bye, y'all.